Hello and welcome to another Express episode of Tiva Drive, and the reason for Express is that we have reviewed this Volvo XC90 Recharge a few times before, 19, 20, 23 and finally this 24. There has not been many changes from 23 to 24. It's still a great value. It's starting now at $86,000 Canadian. We're going to compare it with the BMW X550e as well as Mercedes GLE450e, both of which are more expensive. So this car here starts at 86 plus options. You can option it out to close to $100,000. Both BMW and Mercedes start over $90,000. They do offer a bigger battery. This car is still equipped with 18 kilowatt hour battery, where both Mercedes and BMW have batteries well over 20 kilowatt hours. The range on this car, the rated range is about 45. We're able to do much more than that. We'll tell you in a moment once we get inside. The BMW is capable of 80 kilometers according to our test, and Mercedes is the longest range at 90 kilometers, and in the summer potentially maybe even 100 kilometers. So basically that's it on the outside. There's no changes on the outside, so let's jump inside and tell you about the changes and a quick comparison with BMW and Mercedes. Okay, so we promised to let you know what range we got in our hypermile exercise on this car. So we did mention to you that the BMW, we managed to hypermile it. So by hypermiling, we mean driving side roads, 90 kilometers max without the climate. So the BMW, mind you, that both BMW and Mercedes we tested in colder conditions. It was colder outside. Here this week we're kind of second half of May and the temperature is almost summer-like. But anyway, so we managed to hypermile this car to 60 kilometers maximum EV range, which is more than the rated range of 45. So 60, how it does it compared to BMW and Mercedes? We mentioned that BMW managed to get 80 kilometers and the Mercedes 90 kilometers. So the Mercedes wins on the EV range. It also offers the fast DC charging at 60 kilowatts, which is an option. And BMW does not offer this option, neither does this Volvo, but the Volvo does offer the e-charge mode, and to get into the modes, unfortunately you have to go through the screen menus to change your modes. But you can recharge the battery with the engine, which you cannot do in the BMW or Mercedes. The other car that offers DC charge is the Range Rover Sport PHEV. And then below this at the bottom, you have the Jeep Grand Cherokee PHEV. So that being said, yeah, it's a great alternative, and it compares well with all the other cars. All right, so here we are inside the 2024 Volvo XC90 Recharge. As we mentioned, it starts at 86. You can option it out to almost 100,000 with all the options. Now, is it a valid, option basically now that it's 8 years old? And it has a competition from the likes of BMW X550e, which has been updated a few times, as well as Mercedes GLE450e, which was just introduced to our market. And we also recently tested two other plug-in hybrid SUVs. One of them was Range Rover Sport PHEV, which starts right now it's almost 140,000, so it's the most expensive. And then the least expensive would be the Jeep Grand Cherokee PHEV, which starts in the 60s. None of those offer 3 rows, which this car does. So we're going to be transporting 6 members of our family, all 3 generations, back to Toronto in a few days, and so we'll be fitting everyone. And there's still a bit of a trunk space left in the back. Right now we have our e-scooter basically in there, and previously we had our drone case and lots of other things in the trunk, even with the 3rd row up. So quickly, Basically, this car, the reason why it keeps going up in price with all the other cars, and it's only slightly cheaper than BMW and Mercedes, is that it's the only one of the bunch that offers 3 rows. So it's still a valid alternative. Of course, the EX90 is arriving soon. That's going to be pure electric with over 100 kilowatt hours of battery, but that car will be 110,000 starting price in Canada. So it's I think it's the first Volvo ever to be priced at starting price over 100 grand. So there's going to be a luxury tax, etc., etc. So we will be testing that for you later this year. So that's about it. We won't be telling you about the options. We can mention that there's a few more apps available. For example, YouTube. So we've been watching our own YouTube channel right on the inside the Volvo. The screen only is at the upper end of the screen. You have Spotify and a few other new apps that have just popped up. It's a Google system, so once you sign in with your Google account, you can download apps from the App Store, and the apps that are basically specifically designed for the Volvo car. That's about it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. And then, as usual, do not forget to press the subscribe button on our channel to be informed when the next video will be up, and we have lots more reviews coming to our channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next review.